Recording.
There we are.
And
Okay, see you soon. The vast majority of people live within the life of a human and undertake all things related to that individual life, as opposed to those which withdraw from the life and live maybe in a cave or a monastery. Those that do live in a cave and a monastery, as long as their effort is true, then they have a series of small awakenings and then the odd large awakening. Those who live within the human world have many small awakenings, but very rarely a larger understanding. So the progress for those within the human life tends to be quite slow. This, as I have used the words awakening, is also true with your development of various gifts. They take time. They awaken moment by moment as a fraction of a percentage rather than generally large understandings and clarity. So whether you are practicing a gift, let us say as a healer, or you are trying to understand yourself and looking for realization, if you are in the human world, it is small step by small step. And because this human life or this human world is full of incidents and dramas, then quite frequently the individual misses these small awakenings or realization. Yet they have the opportunity to experience them almost every day. But the monastic would be one that would study full-time the modality or the realization, and therefore would gain bigger steps and may not be distracted by the exterior world. So the life that you have chosen to live today, being caught in that human lifestyle, you should accept your awakenings are here and now. But the rambling and panicking and stressful mind blocks you seeing these doorways, these opportunities. As you are willing to take the spiritual journey, as I say, even to study a modality or to realize who you are, you come to a point where you must settle or you must grow. You settle on a particular skill or you desire to go beyond and take that skill to another level and then another level. In part, what determines this is the type of person you are, and also the desires and karmas that you have within the mind that need to be resolved. So one then that lets go of the limited happiness the one of a comfortable bed, the ability to do nothing, to sit still, and in turn picks growth, means they must let go of this limited happiness, this temporary, to gain what is the eternal happiness, the purity of their own being. It is the same with someone studying the progress, let us say, of healing. You can settle where you are, but you may pick growth and development, which will give you what you truly request. So you must, at least what it appears to look like, you must let go of the limited happiness to gain your truth. But this is never easy. As firstly, one must know that there is more to learn, more to grow, more to express. But if one is to truly become aware, and you become aware and you see your life, and you see the rise of your joys and your pains, if you can look at them, these opportunities to grow, to go deeper, go further are now. So it is not the avoidance of the negative or unsatisfactory event that will take you further. It is going in and through and transcending that negativity so that it need not bother you anymore. And you see, the human side looks for accomplishment and doing and outcome. The spiritual side looks for the sense of being in each situation. Let me explain further. So let us say you have a difficult situation that you must tackle. Maybe a difficult person or a difficult event. Avoiding that person and event does not resolve it. Looking at it purely means that you have the opportunity to learn from it. Stepping closer towards it means that you can then transcend it. So in this difficult event, fear arises. The human world looks for the outcome, going beyond the fear. And often says, I should not have fear, but wants to go beyond. The spiritual side looks, when the fear arises, the person has the opportunity of courage. And if they walk into that fearful event with courage in their heart as well as fear, from a spiritual side, we say that is success, because they have tackled that event with some amount of courage in their heart. But the human side, I had tackled that event, but the outcome was good or bad. And they see that as the result, the success. So the human world looks for what is being done, and the spiritual world looks for who or what are you being. So if you have a difficult exercise to perform, or you have quite a complex piece of music that you wish to calculate in your mind, or a list of 100 things that have to be done into 5 minutes, go to them with the sense of who am I being? Let me have the courage to do what must be done. So being looks into the present moment. Doing looks to the future that is influenced by the past. So who are you being now, or what are you? Are you one that is full of confused mind, stress, difficulty, pain? And do you think you are unlovable? Or are you being the best version of yourself and feel the contentment? So with every difficult situation that you face, asking for that pay rise, the stranger that drives erratically in front of you, the grumpy assistant, the waiter that does not care about your order or requirement. Can you then be the truth of your spiritual self? So each time one of you feels pain or difficulty, know that the qualities of two extremes of emotion come at the same time. When you have to confront that event, fear and courage are available to you. Which do you pick? When the person is difficult with you, do you pick your ego or do you pick your love? When there is stress over a big task that must be completed, do you go with your agitation and frustration? Or can you call up the contentment and focus that is also there? So the human, or ones living in the human side, often look to the first. The ones who have learned the spiritual side, are grounded there, will look towards the second option. So the monastic practicing this all day appears at times to make better choices and therefore gets more spiritual growth. Yet both worlds are offered the same opportunity. So if you are sick now and you feel uncomfortable, look for the comfort and contentment that is also available to you. If you would like to grow in your modalities now, which do you pick? The laziness that is based in fear, or the growth which is based in love? The expression is where you look from, lost in the pain, or have the opportunity to stand to the side of the pain. So if you are caught in anxiety, each moment is a decision on where you look at it from. And you too can become the monastic in the physical world by the simple act of deciding who will you be, not what will you do. And let the doing come out of who you are being. And then you bring love into all action. So, Brendan, I believe we have our two lists. May I have the healing list now, please?
Jeremiah and Maureen, Cynthia, Lua, Alex, Karen, Roz, Rob, Susie, Aiden, Abby, and Amanda, Mark, Barb, all the Rabbins and their family, Nisha Ann, Lakeisha, Tori and Michelle, Jody, Raisui, Oliver, Elizabeth, Lee, Ray, Erin, and Grace, Niam, Ardelia, Denise and Steve, Kat, Guy and Helen, Graham and Wendy Beck, Suzette, Ben and Roxanne Wielden, Howard, Teresa, Craig and Amanda, Coulter, Tracy, Eric, Stephen, Matthew, Marianne, Jody, Jill, Katie, Mitch, Jonah, and Tia. Thank you.
Before we carry on, I wish to pass on a simple exercise for you to try. It is often said in your world that the most difficult thing for you to do is to love yourself. To find what is nice about yourself. To like yourself. To go past those things which are less than perfect. To go past the events which have not worked your way. Or the times you have picked perhaps the less desirable action. Times where you did not pick the sense of being in your love, but instead some other emotion arose. And you do not like yourself for it. Perhaps the times when you look at your body and say, it is not quite right. You look at your health and say, that is less than perfect for me. Maybe you look at your circumstance and say, I will be happy if this was different. Or you get lost in the future and say, when I get there, I will be content. Or you're lost in the events of the day and say, I wish I did not have. And therefore you find it difficult to love yourself and your circumstance. Now, self-love, the most difficult, you would say, is actually based in a very simple exercise you can try. And if you were to try this exercise, within a short time, sometimes days, maybe a week, maybe a little longer, and you will change your attitude if you can follow this. For many people, this will have an effect within the hour. Others, it needs grounding in a little more of attitude. And you would think, I would say to you, that your love of self will be based in getting beyond or through or around or avoiding whatever you have. But we will tackle it another way. So if you wish and are willing to do this exercise, for the next or the rest of your day, appreciate other people. That is all. Is that too complex or not? Even if that person is difficult, appreciate them. If that person is by your side and they deal with your difficult nature, appreciate them. Or if you deal with their difficult nature, appreciate them. The one who drives erratically, appreciate them. No matter what is thrown at you from the other person, first appreciate. See what difference this has in the love of yourself. Maybe now we can have our wish list, if that would be okay, Brent.
From Lena or Scott this week to be offered the very best financial opportunity that he had been asking for Lena herself, that she masters allowing, not just knowing her truth, but living it here and now. For Melada, may Coulter remember his value. May Bela have full healing for his physical body. From Amanda Kleinman, for Alex, Susie, Karen, and Ross to know and feel inner peace, tranquility, and presence. For Melissa to land her dream job and continue on her pathway to self-love and peace. For Rob to know himself as a divine soul and feel peace, ease, and tranquility. For Beth, Barbara, Sheila, Vivian, and Lucy, I wish for peace to descend to the fullest extent possible on their very being. Carol wishes for Huma to receive guidance and strength to deal with loved ones with serious health concerns. Helen, that she get the money needed to build a soccer field at her school so that the students will be motivated to come to school. Craig continues to heal his anxiety and heal his foot, knees, and hip. Amanda, I wish to remove any and all blocks I may have unknowingly, but in my way, allow me to fulfill my full potential and be full of service to my fellow man. Wendy Lund, I wish to know and love God and everyone and everything. Thank you.
As one walks a spiritual path, it is quite common for the person to ask for a guide or a guru to assist them. And if that was asked genuinely enough, then one will appear. And they either appear in a fleeting incident or perhaps are with you for a longer period of time. Now, whether you see that guru or not is dependent upon many factors. And the style of the guru or guide that is given to you is also dependent upon many factors. The first being you must ask genuinely and want that support and help in your progress that you wish to make. Now, one who would like the support of a guru or guide and if one is provided, then the third step is, can you or they recognize that that is the guide that they have asked for? And the true guide, the true guru, if you wish, does not arrive to you in physical form, but may be seen first in physical, but will have been there for some time. And this guide or guru that comes to you, in essence, is not physical at all, but may be first being expressed through a physical body. You see, the true guide comes to you unphysically, becomes as a presence, comes as a sense of knowing inside. And then reflects back to you, gives to you the truth and circumstances which will open and awaken you. So then the events which are given to you are for your benefit. But often you may not see them in that way. So the difficulties that you face are your doorways to what is possible or what is beyond where you are. So if you were to earnestly and genuinely and passionately and full of an open heart request the presence of a deity or your God, if it asks for genuinely, then it will arrive. And it arrives to you in the way that is most beneficial for you and pulls up into your mind the way you should be in any circumstance. But the human will look at the benefits may be gained from the doing and the accomplishment of a certain set of events. So as was said in the first part of this talk, your earnest desire may give you a circumstance you do not like to encourage from you the courage which is your true nature. So there are those amongst you, both present and listening at another time, that have to face some circumstance or difficulty. And you call upon the non-physical world and say, remove the circumstance. And you wonder and think to yourself, well, why has that circumstance or that event been removed from me? But instead, what is given to you is the glimmer of courage. What is given to you is the glimmer of love, the peace beyond the anxiety, the contentment of acceptance of where you are, rather than the regret of what must be faced. And then, if you can go into these circumstances with that love, peace, and contentment, the flow of spirit feels stronger. You are supported then with your newfound quality. And as your attention goes towards, I do have some courage in there, I can feel it. As your attention goes there, then that courage builds. And your growth then is assured. But you will judge that growth by the removal of the event and a replacement with some other event. But spiritually, we say you have become a different person because now you have courage in your being. Your focus has not been on stress, but on bringing contentment to the events that must be done. You've become a different person because you have looked at those in pain and brought your peace to their pain. You have become a different person with all the things that you must do. You have chosen to bring your contentment to the doing of them. So the spiritual growth is not from the events, but the spiritual growth is from who are you being now? What light do you bring to the darkness? What love do you bring to your own fear and then to others? What appreciation do you bring to others, allowing the love of yourself to be found? The two extremes of emotion are available at the same time. Right now. Not tomorrow. Right now. Look, and you will see that it is there. So if you were to do this, and you were to pause just a while and find the courage in the fear, how can you not be on the spiritual path? How can you not grow through adversity? How can you not be the light in the darkness? How can you not lead others through their pain? You want your spiritual path. And I say, you can have it if you pick it. So try the exercise and see if my words are true. Appreciate others. Does that give birth to the love of self? Next week will be our last wish list for a little while. and we will have one more talk on this topic of making progress into the understanding of yourself before questions the following. So try the exercise. Add those to the wish list that you would like. And become the guru in someone else's life. God bless you more. Yeah. Yeah, double, better do the old double. Quite there. That was good. Hope you got it. You understood it.
Mark, we all appreciate you.
Thanks, Brandon. I'll send you a 50.
Hey, wait, we all can get
Hey,
some money out of this.
Nate just told us to tell you that.
All right, well, he beat you to it, so he gets the 50. You'll have to do better next time, Michelle. The joker. All right, everybody, take care. Look after yourself.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Take
Rob.
care. See ya.
Bye.
Good night, all.